All right, so let's talk a little bit about this document here, your writer's workshop journal. This document is where you're going to keep all of your work as we brainstorm, draft, take notes, and revise your memoirs. Our essential questions for this unit, or focus questions that are going to guide our writing, are: how does my community affect me, or how have I been affected by my community? So we'll talk more about that in the first few lessons within this unit. There are a few rules that are important to keep in mind with writer's workshop journals. The first rule is to never delete your work. If we were in the classroom together and you had a composition book or a book that you were writing in, I wouldn't want you to tear out a page. So the same thing goes. I'm going to ask you to not delete any of the work that you write. The reason for this is it's important to see how you're growing as a writer. So if you want to make changes, you can make changes, you can add comments, you can copy paste it below. I'll show you how to do that, but don't delete a whole section of the work that you just spent time on. The second rule is don't worry about every little mistake as you're typing. Just write, let the story flow, get the ideas out, and we'll have time at the end for editing and revising. So in order to keep our entries organized, this is the little template that you're going to copy paste every time you make an entry. So the way that you'll do that is by highlighting it. So make it all blue, and then if you click on it like that, copy, and then paste. Okay, it wants me to use the command Control V. All right, so I will do that. You write the lesson number, and then the date, whatever the date is. I'm just making a random date. So lesson 1 is going to go here, and you will either type or make the entry. I think the first lesson is making notes. Actually, it's lesson 2. Anyways, you're making notes. So I have you, for the first lesson, take notes on your guided notes, and I asked you to copy paste them here. So you're just going to copy from them, from your guided notes, put them here. That way you can have them as reference. And then as we keep going, making more entries, just keep this template here. When it's time to make another entry and you're going to write your part of your story, copy it, paste it. This will be our lesson 3 or whichever lesson it is. Again, put the date, and then you're just going to start typing your story. You will turn this document into Schoology. Once you're on Schoology and you find the assignment, you have that little submit button that's about like right here on the top right corner of the screen, and it will allow you to attach a file, attach it from Google. You should know how to do that. If you're having trouble, you can message me or ask a friend. When you turn it in, I'm going to be looking at the most recent lesson that we did. If you have worked on part of your story and you really like the draft that you came up with in lesson 2 and you did a lot of work and you want to go back and revise it, you can always go back and revise it. You can make it in a different color so you can see your revisions. All right, that way your text can be a different color. So then if you want to add to your story, that way we can see that your new additions were in a different color. It might be helpful, and then I can see. So I will be grading when you submit to Schoology. I'll be looking at your most recent entry. But if there is an entry that you went back and added to and you want to get some feedback from me, I'm going to ask you to highlight the text. And then I'll be sure to look at it. So you just make it all blue and then click this, highlight color, highlight it yellow, and then I will look at it. And I can add comments. My comments are going to come like this. So you'll see my comments. It'll say from Melissa Lumberg. I was borrowing my sister's account, but that is how you that's how you will make edits, make entries in this document as we work throughout this unit.